You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
I have 2 ureters going from my kidney.
I'm gonna be a bachelor partyboy. Did you edit out all of Lance's slurs?
It seems weird to ride a tandem bike with another adult man. I don't want to watch your terrible YouTube video that you're watching. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 311, my favorite band. I'm your host, John Danger Row, joined by my co-host.
I'm your co-host, Matt. No technical difficulties ever, Haig.
That's true. He never has them.
And TJ, what the fuck is going on, May?
Uh-huh. Oh, weird. Wait, wait, Matt, you canceled the Google Hangout?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just showing a static picture.
As long as it's streaming
shit's been fucked up. I don't want to overcomplicate things.
No, fair enough. As long as we're getting a stream to YouTube. TJ, what's wrong with your computer? What's happening?
Okay. So my computer's already been kind of on the way out. It's just been kind of just being a piece of crap. So we've been saving up some money over the past few years from Christmas money, and we used that as well as just some money out of my pocket and a little bit of money in my wife's pocket, and we picked up a new computer. It's still just kind of a pre-built all-in-one computer, but 12 gigabytes of RAM this time because
holy shit,
Windows 10 needs it.
Yeah,
I'm not using
it. It's still not really a gaming PC, not by any means at all.
Can you get Fortnite on that?
I probably could get Fortnite on this, but I'm not going to bother.
Our power's going to go out.
Yeah, it is.
This weather.
Fucking
A.
But so I started getting this set up from when we got this in. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and I still have to get all the programs installed. But right now, the only game I've actually installed all the way is World of Warcraft, because I'm starting to get that itch again.
Yeah, wait, the old one or the new one?
Well, the Blizzard one. So the new one.
Okay. Wait, through like Battle.net?
Yeah, I got my Battle.net in. I got the World of Warcraft installed. I know I have a 2-month code I haven't used yet. That's hiding in one of my emails. So I'm like, I could start playing before Battle of Azeroth comes out.
I don't know, man.
I won't play for long, but I just want to dive in again.
The thing is that I'm kind of, I don't know, man. I bought every expansion for World of Warcraft when it comes out. And the last few I bought with the bonus, like the deluxe version that comes with like the in-game loot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to.
Legion I bought mostly with just my GameStop points. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. I mostly paid just for the 2 sets of 60-day subscription, of which I only used one.
I just don't know, man. I'm gonna have to get sold on what whatchamacallit is, the Azeroth, Battle for Azeroth.
I'm definitely not sold on it. I just want to start a new tune.
New chapter begins. What's okay, let's not worry about that.
Yeah.
That's not what this podcast is about. So, we got lots of other things going on.
So that was the computer debacle. And then I forget if I got the computer on Monday or Tuesday, but I think it was on Tuesday. Because then Wednesday morning, I'd been getting up lots of times through the night because I was just peeing. And one of the times I had the urge and I couldn't go. And starting at that point, I just then started getting a pain in the bottom right part of my abdomen. And then the pain kept getting worse. And then I started keeling over. And then over 2 hours, it was the worst, most unbearable pain I've ever felt in my life.
What are you thinking this is at this point?
Because in the little bits of clarity I had, I was searching it up. It was either going to be appendicitis or kidney stones.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, I had a kidney stone. It was to the point where I actually did. We went to the emergency room because it was just that bad. I wanted to make sure that if it was appendicitis.
Well, you kind of have to go in because if it's appendicitis, it's got to come out.
Yeah, I didn't want to go into septic shock or anything.
Yeah.
So we went in. I got the cat painkillers. It was intense. I think we got to the emergency room at around. We left around 6, so I think we got there around 6:30 or so, and I was out by 10. But yeah, I didn't actually feel the passing of the kidney stone. The pain was all just right there where the ureter meets the bladder. That's where the stone was. It was 3 millimeters, which is apparently a moderately sized one.
It doesn't seem super huge.
No, it doesn't. But
it, of course, anything in there is bad.
Yes. So I was told specifically that I should cut back on, like, don't have a whole lot of, like, red meat. I can't, like, gorge on red meats, beer. They didn't say soda, but I heard soda. Soda's a big thing I should really cut back on.
Oh, no. That's all you drink.
I know. Well, I'll cut back on that.
You'll have to start drinking tea.
Dark
herbal
leafy
tea.
greens. Because of the iron. I have to just have less of instead of as much. And then drink extra water, especially if I'm going to have things in those categories.
The big thing is if you drink a ton of water, like, you have a lot more leeway with everything else.
Yep. And then, because I got the CAT scan, I found out something that I never would have seen, or we never would have known that I had before. I have an extra mechanism on my right side, which actually just means I have 2 ureters going from my kidney to my bladder just for my right kidney.
So that's like a spare.
Yeah, well, I have 2 tubes coming down. They actually fuse together before going into one valve on the bladder, which is something.
You're like an X-Man.
I am, and it's actually something that one of my daughters has that we thought she got from the mom's side of the family, because my brother-in-law has that. So it's interesting to find out that she's genetically pulled that from me. So that was basically a day and a half of bed rest. I got prescribed opioids and something to help relax and help facilitate urination. I'm trying to avoid using the painkillers as much as possible.
That's probably good.
You gotta sell that shit, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, they only gave me 20 pills. They only gave me 20 pills. I took.
I hear if you smoke those pills, they work better.
Yeah. No, you have to
get a spoon
inject
and you
the
light
pills.
it
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So I've taken a total of 6 of those 20 pills right now, and I'm trying to just now settle with just over-the-counter pain meds.
Okay.
But now I didn't see the passing of this stone, but I definitely felt the blockage, and then no longer feel the blockage before the bladder anymore. But I'm still getting residual pains, where it's just hurting there, but nowhere
just
near.
From, like, damage that it caused on the way out, probably.
Yeah,
like shit that still has to heal up.
No clue.
TJ, you know what you should do? I'm reading on this because I'm worried about getting a kidney stone now, and it sounds horrible.
Yep.
It says right here, because like getting a kidney stone means you're much more likely to get another one because you're making them.
Yep.
So here it is. When life hands you kidney stones, don't fret. And as the saying goes, make lemonade. Ha ha ha.
Oh God, you're going to say make jewelry out of it, aren't you?
No, it's important to consider dietary remedies along with your prescriptions. Here's the easy lifestyle change that's great. Next time you drive past the lemonade or limeade stand, think of your kidneys. Kidney stones are often treated with potassium citrate. Studies have shown that limeade, lemonade, and other fruit juices high in natural citrate offers the same stone-preventing benefits.
Yes, I love lemonade.
Avoid high sugar though. So sugar-free lemonade or low sugar lemonade. That just you want to get that natural citrate.
Okay.
So
Can
that's
I
it.
just
Really,
eat lemons?
that
If
would
I
work.
don't my esophagus.
Can I
Drink a Tom
offer
Collins.
a
It's got
different
lemon.
path?
Okay.
So if you just make a lot more of these, how fast can you make some more?
Yeah. Could you?
Because
All right, we could sell these.
Okay.
Born in the 80s.
So if
on Saturday, July 21st in Chicago, Illinois, there's an Oddities and Curiosities Expo, right? Where people will be selling oddities, taxidermy, wet specimens, antiques, odd jewelry, unusual art, bones, curiosities, and all-around creepy, strange, and bizarre items. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you through this horrible pain and then profit off of you.
I love it.
Okay, cool. Because I have like 4 12-packs of soda downstairs. I could just drink them all at once, deal with pain for probably 3 straight weeks as I create these mineral deposits and just pop them out. Yeah.
And, this could be the start of something big. If it catches on, maybe we have an Etsy store in the future.
Oh, yeah,
Although,
dude.
I feel like
Custom
Etsy probably
kidney
has a
stones?
policy against selling human body parts and stuff.
So
I'm going to just Google this and I'm going to get put on a list. So
this
Okay.
didn't end
can
my
I
crazy
sell
week.
my kidney stones?
Well, before
This
you
was
move
actually-
on to the next crazy thing, just in the chat, Johnny One Piece says maybe you should stick them up your butt. So that's also
Okay.
a possibility.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that, Johnny. But anyway, the week went weird. Continued to go weird. So I had been for the past about 10 days. Going into this Wednesday, Thursday of Kidney Stone Fun. I had my paycheck, so of course when I got to it or whatever, I was going to pay my bills, whatever. So maybe I was like 3 or 4 or 6 days behind on some of them. So I was starting to get those phone calls you get when you don't pay your bills right away. And so I usually just ignore them, and usually they'll either leave me a voicemail or don't leave me a voicemail or whatever. And I get one weird one from Georgia, and I'm like, yeah, it's Georgia. I don't know what Bill normally calls from Georgia.
A state.
Exactly. But that leaves me a voicemail. And before I went to bed that one night, I'm like, let me just hit the voicemail button. There's a little thing that that tries to write out the text of the voicemail.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's great.
I love
it
when it's
mentioned-
terrible.
No, but I also love when it kind of gives me enough information, even if it's not all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd been randomly just throwing in my hat into a bunch of little rings for applying to different jobs. And I just got a call back from a job I applied to that's closer to where I live as a retail store manager at an escape room experience place.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Can I come to your
escape
new
room.
escape room that you now own?
Okay, well, first of all, not yet.
You're the owner.
Second of all, that voicemail, which I listened to on Thursday night, mentioned that this person is up from Georgia, is leaving Saturday around lunchtime, and is interested in an interview. So I
Okay.
You're
called
like, okay,
9 a.m.
I will be recovering from kidney stones while I do this interview.
So I called Friday morning, and we scheduled an interview that I had this Saturday morning, 9 a.m. I had an interview for about 35 minutes that I thought went pretty well. And part of the interview, or at least afterwards,
You
a
had
bunch
to
of people
escape
that
his car.
almost.
Yes, escape
Oh.
the interview.
I got to actually experience one of the escape rooms because I've never been to an escape room experience.
Oh, fun.
Oh,
yes,
man.
so it was myself and 2 other candidates that were applying for different positions.
Oh, God.
Oh,
And
God.
most of these escape rooms are usually set for about 6 to 10 people, and we were trying to do it with 3. and we ended up getting out with 20 minutes to spare, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Especially because this particular escape room success rate is about, I think this one was about 32%.
All right.
So that was fun.
Yeah. I've been wanting to do one of those for such a long time that I even bought a deerstalker hat to wear while I was doing it to like help with the puzzle solving, but I just haven't gotten around to it because they're pretty expensive. They're like $60 per person.
Yeah, but it's
if
pretty
you know
memorable.
somebody that owns one.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I know somebody who owns a place.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, like, I wouldn't take like a date there if it was early on in the relationship.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Because that's like you're definitely gonna get into the like, no, turn it clockwise, God damn it.
Exactly. That's how I felt when I was there.
It's all
not
about
your left or my left
with the whole team.
Yeah.
You were standing next to it the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Like. It's really fun, but it can be stressful.
That's why also when I go, I want to try and like get together a full group of people because I don't really want to be paired with randoms that might just be awful.
They actually, I've never been to an escape room where they do that. They usually let you go on your own. You like book times for your group. Yeah, like there's the ones in the Dells I've been to. They have like different sized rooms for group sizes, and you've like call ahead and reserve it for like a time because it like you get an hour, so they just block it for you. So that way, because getting put together with random people would kind of ruin it because it's kind of like a team building thing. You know, with like,
and you got to work together with everyone that's there.
Yeah, it'd be really difficult with strangers.
Yeah,
I mean, it cool.
It might be a kind of thing where if you are willing to pay more, you can get the full room. But maybe if you want to go cheap, you have to random queue with a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah, it's like laser tag.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, like I remember like wanting to.
Can we do laser tag for my birthday?
I mean, if you want to.
When's your birthday?
August.
All right.
Yeah.
Unless if TJ owns an escape room by then, maybe we'll do that.
TJ, what city are you from up north? Crivets?
Oh, Crivets, yeah.
Ah, okay.
I love Lenny Crivets. He's like American Woman, you know.
I love his original version of American Woman.
Yeah, and his daughter is actually a really good actor. So Zoe Kravitz.
That's his daughter? For some reason I thought it was his sister, but
no, that's his daughter. The one that was in the like X-Men First Class and stuff.
Wait, she's an X-Men?
Is she Storm?
Yeah, she was Fairy or something.
Oh, she's young.
Yeah.
Oh, this is why I'm confused. Is I'm thinking of Lisa Bonet, who she looks like, who is her mother.
Okay.
With Lenny Kravitz, and I was like, because I'm getting.
Is that the one from the?
She looks a lot like her mother. Yes.
Oh, she was my favorite.
Oh yeah, she was in Mad Max too. Cool. Yeah, Zoe Kravitz is great. So. She's Angel.
I watched The Cosby Show in reruns, and I also didn't have a very... No, I don't anymore, but when I first watched it, it was in reruns. And so I didn't have a clear sense of the chronology, or I guess how much time passes, because I thought Lisa Bonet's character was a grown-up version of Raven Simone's character. For some reason, my brain just... I couldn't figure that out because I was a dumb child.
Because you were an idiot.
I was an idiot. God. I was a stupid idiot moron.
What a stupid baby.
What a fucking pile of garbage.
God damn it. I'm sorry. Matt, I'm sorry. I'm being too hard on you.
It's okay.
That's what you said.
So I will find out whether I got this position probably Tuesday or Wednesday.
Cool.
Is that like a full-time thing then?
Yes, full-time thing.
That's awesome.
It's technically salary, but to the point where most people who are in this position only work the 40 a week.
Ooh.
Wow.
So
you're not working
good.
100 billion hours.
I mean,
Yeah,
during the
good.
transition, I might work a little bit more, but
Of course.
and that's something I'm already expecting. So it's not because I've
Well, that's
found
cool.
out.
Escape rooms are pretty neat. I've enjoyed the ones I've done, so that's kind of cool.
I really look
Where-
forward to the possibilities that this could, like, of what this could mean for the podcast starting just like a little bit earlier.
Oh yeah,
It is
or
like
actually-
almost midnight, so
depending on if I work that Saturday, later.
oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but that
Because-
means weeknights will be possible at an
Oh, yeah.
earlier time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I figure they're
fudge.
not open till like midnight on weekdays or something.
On
I
weekends
actually
they are.
don't know shit about what the business practices of an escape room are, so I'm just pulling
Sure.
this out of my ass.
During the week they're open till 10, but if the business if you don't have any bookings, no one's just going to come in, so you can just
Yeah.
close down early.
Especially on like a weeknight. No one's gonna be like, "Oh, it's Wednesday night. Let's just go to the escape room without calling ahead." Yeah.
This
Anyway,
is nice. Impulsive
well,
Monday
that's
night
cool.
decision.
I'm hoping you get what you want out of that. Is it better pay? I'm assuming
It is better pay. The
At
only
less
bit
hours.
the only bit I'm missing with that is just the fact that they're not as big a company. There's about 8 escape rooms in the whole country, so there's not enough staff. They don't actually have a corporate insurance, so it's insurance something I have to get on my own. So I got to make sure that I'm getting paid enough to cover the difference in insurance and then some.
I feel like the customer base that goes to an escape room is probably better than retail customers because they're like there to have a fun experience and stuff.
No
no
returns, no refunds, and I don't deal with the cash up front anyway. The cash is all. I mean, the money's all done well before they come in, so easy peas.
Cool.
You're just like that lady from Westworld that used to date Elon Musk, and you're like, "Here, William, here, choose a hat for your room."
Wait, who is the one that dated Elon Musk?
I don't remember her name. She was the host that was like introducing William to the park.
Oh, that lady?
Mm-hmm.
Why do people? Oh man, I don't like Elon Musk.
Why not?
Whatever. Because he's
a
an
Bond villain, but he's
anti-union
kind of okay.
guy. He's not though. He's like, I just like seeing him like saying like our workers are better off not being in a union. Like, okay, yeah, you say that. And he's like, management isn't an easy job. And I was like, all right, but like seriously, we want to go work on the fucking floor, buddy? Like, sorry, like you can't. I don't know. He's kind of, and he's like starting to attack the media now because they like don't like some of his cars. It's going bad. It's going
Is
bad.
he taking a what is it, a heel turn?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he's a millionaire or a billionaire. Like he's gonna be a dickhole. There's no way around that.
Yeah, you don't get to that place without being a dickhole already.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. I did a thing.
Hey John, what did you do?
I got married.
That's not important. Anyway, so TJ, did you do any more stuff that you want to talk about? Because I could talk about this movie that I watched.
I have a lizard. No, I didn't do anything else.
So I watched John Wick, a movie.
No, I don't have a lizard.
Okay.
You should get a lizard. I'm disappointed.
I hear they're delicious.
Fine, John. Talk about your dumb wedding or whatever.
You were in it.
Oh yeah, I was.
You were a part of it.
Can I just say that I woke up at 5 a.m. to work the farmer's market that day, and then drove down to the wedding. So like, I lasted pretty well through the end of the dinner, and then I was just crashed.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming out. Thanks for standing next to me. Thanks for being in the photos. I understand that the hot sauce isn't going to sell itself, so you got stuff. But It was nice of you to
look.
to be
There was
part
a lot of
so.
shit going on with Beloit College that weekend, so they couldn't get someone to cover for me. So it was what I'm trying to say is you picked a bad weekend for your wedding.
A bad weekend.
Yeah,
fair enough.
They
were all hopped up.
The ratings
royal
battle with the royal wedding, and I don't know how that worked out. I haven't seen the numbers.
We picked it first, the date, so it's really their fault. They actually sent us an apology letter, that they had stepped on their date, but whatever. It's fine.
It had a bunch of extraneous E's and U's and all the words.
Exactly. They spelled color with a U for some reason.
Fucking morons.
Yeah, fucking idiots. We beat them though in that war. Remember?
We kicked their asses in WW2.
Their British asses. No, I got married at Old World, Wisconsin, which is a place that exists. It's like a living history museum. We got to take some cool photos in their little downtownish area. It's a neat place to visit if you've never been, and it's actually a pretty dang good wedding venue. I was excited about the big old barn that we were in, and I don't know. There's not much to say. I got married.
Well, let's talk about the venue a little bit because it's kind of cool. What they do is they take old historic buildings that are about to be demolished.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And they are just like, nah, we'll just truck them over here and set up little pretend villages. And when I'm like 80 years old, I want to be one of those volunteer actors, like pretending to sweep out the fucking blacksmith shop.
Yeah. My wife, her dad actually, before the ceremony, he like wandered off into the park to go see a town hall that was taken from the like town he grew up in. And they
really?
Moved it out there, yeah, because they're like, well, we don't want to tear it down because it's historical, but we want to build stuff here, so let's move it to a place where we can preserve it forever.
Yeah,
and they have like the old town
these
charter.
Buildings. These old buildings take like a shitload of money to keep them in good shape and to restore them and stuff. So if
so
they're like
it's
lost
a really neat
puppies.
thing.
It's like a lost puppy rescue for buildings.
A puppy mill. So, no,
just keep churning out these goddamn buildings, and some of them have genetic deformities, but you don't tell.
Yeah.
You can't tell.
Yeah, I got married, so that was fun, and we went to on our honeymoon the weekend after, so that's why there's been like a huge break in the podcast. I basically was booked for like 3 weekends in a row because I had the bachelor party like the weekend before. Yeah. So it was just,
everybody's listened to the Bachelor cast at this point because everyone that's
turned out
hearing this right now.
I'm only halfway done with it, but it was.
Thanks for setting that up, Matt. So far. It was. I can't even imagine trying to mic that many people.
Well,
with the stuff
it was
had,
just.
It actually sounded all right.
I had a few different Omni mics in the middle, and then I just picked the one that sounded best, and then I had a little bit of a processing magic to clean up some of the reverb. Because we were like, hey, where should we record this? In a corner. A right angle corner of a room with bare reflective walls. That's good.
I suppose we could have moved the table out a little bit.
Yeah. Did you edit out all of Lance's slurs against the mentally disabled?
I did, actually. They're bleeped.
That's good.
I don't even know why I did, because it sounds worse now. I think that's part of the reason why I did it.
Because it leaves it to your imagination. You're like, what did he say something racist?
Those bleeping children. You're like, whoa, what is he doing? Oh, it's funny. Yeah, so.
Lance is a real character.
Yeah, when you get him wound up. Which apparently Lance is all the time.
Yeah, he is. Lance decided he wanted to paint my toenails at that bachelor party, and it took like 2.5 weeks for that to finally come off.
Oh wow. He was enjoying the festivities quite a bit. Matt had trouble the first night.
I think, okay, so what happened was when I was gonna drive up, I was like, I'm gonna be a bachelor party boy and get some tobacco cigarettes, and I didn't know which kind to get. So I picked the
forgot
kind.
about that.
I picked the kind that I knew the most about because
Marlboro
advertisement.
Reds.
Yeah, I got Marlboro Reds.
Flavor Country.
And, I'm gonna just refresh this because
did the audio break? No, we're good.
no, the buffer gets overloaded and gets crackly. But
Okay.
so I smoked like one of them on the way up, one or two, I don't remember, and then I smoked a couple when I got there.
Oh my god!
And they are not good cigarettes. Adam smokes cigarettes regularly, and he smoked one. And after the first puff, he was like, "These are making me sick."
He literally almost threw up.
Yeah, so I think that is more to do with why my hangover on Saturday morning was just so bad. Yeah, it was one of those. You know, when you wake up at like 2 a.m. in a cabin in the north woods of Wisconsin, and you just need to take a shower. That's kind of what happened to me.
I got to give you props though. We went bowling and for lunchtime, and you came out in bowled.
Yeah.
And then you went right back into your coma.
Yep.
Yeah, at that point I wasn't like hungover anymore. I was just very, very tired. Because hey,
you didn't get
when
very
you
good
drink a
sleep
lot and smoke a lot, your sleep quality is not good. But I will say this in defense of my performance at the bowling alley. My first frame was 2 gutter balls, and my last frame was a strike.
That's right. You ended it on a high note. So, you got where you needed to be by then.
Can I redo that again? And my last frame was a strike.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We, oh my God. That was a fun weekend that we rented out a cabin.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Hung out. Yeah. I don't have that problem with sleep anymore because I have a CPAP. So I sleep real good every time. It's great. You should probably get one.
I have Xanax, so that kind of does the same thing.
Oh, you're also interested in sleep. I see. Fair enough. TJ's got the ultimate juice for sleep now.
Well, yeah, I'm trying not to use it though.
Oh man, you gotta just.
Norco is the one I have right now.
You crush it up.
No, don't do this thing. Let me tell you a cautionary tale about the time that I had.
If you get some Adderall, and you mix that with the opioid, it's what they call an A-ball. I just made that up.
Okay, so when I
All
had...
right, Matt's got a story.
I got a story. When I had... I think this was my tonsillectomy, and they removed my uvula and a bunch of soft palate tissue and stuff. They gave me liquid hydrocodone for...
Oh my God.
Holy crap,
recovery.
Yeah.
So like I would take a shot of it every like 6 to 8 hours or whatever. And because that made me feel fine, I went on vacation with my girlfriend at the time. So I was
heard about
in a
this.
hotel in Duluth, Minnesota when I ran out, and the withdrawal from that was one of the worst things I've ever felt. Because
really?
Yeah, it was straight up opiate withdrawal. It was like I was puking with stitches all up in my mouth and throat, just feeling like garbage, head pounding constantly. Shark Week was on, so that was all right. But it was, the thing about the opiates and stuff is that they just don't tell you how bad the withdrawal is.
Mm-hmm. I hope I never have to do that, but I'm sure I will at some point. I'm sure I'll have horrible surgery at some point in my life where I'll need that. So,
yeah, especially when you finally go in for that penis reduction surgery.
I need it, Right now I use it as a belt, and sometimes it gets, cinched when I move in, and it just can be very painful. so we went on a honeymoon to Mackinac Island, which is up north. It's we drive up through the UP to get to that. It's a little island in Lake Huron, kind of right in the Straits of Mackinac, which is the UP and the LP, the Lower Peninsula of Michigan, meet at the top. There's a bridge, the mighty Mackinac Bridge, which is like a 5-mile long suspension bridge. And there's a little island that was a fort during the War of 1812, a British fort, the U.S. fort that the British took over and held for quite a while, until after the war. I don't know the history of the fort as well, but anyway, it's an old timey island that we stay at the Grand Hotel, which is like a 4-star hotel. It's like super expensive. It was
as featured on that one episode of Dirty Jobs.
Possibly. Oh, is the horse stuff? I'm assuming horse pooping, scooping. Yeah, there's a lot of that in the island because there are no cars except for there is an ambulance and I believe one police vehicle, and there are snowmobiles that they can use in the winter because they don't have the horses out walking around in the winter. But there aren't very many people on the island in the winter because it again is an island cut off from everything, so you have to take a boat to get over, a little 20-minute ferry ride. Really fun.
And there's not like a ton of permanent residents on the island. I think the people that are there pretty much move up and away with like the tourist traffic.
Yeah. It is. I think the permanent residents are in the hundreds, if that, and so it's mostly just the summer crowd. It was really nice weather because it was like 95 degrees down Wisconsin. Up there it was like 70, so it was like really nice, like light jacket weather in the afternoons, which was really nice. It was just gorgeous. We biked around the outside ring. There's a little bike trail that goes around the outside. It's 8 miles. It's really very flat, so an easy bike ride. And I did this last time we were up there. Grand Hotel is amazing. It is extremely hoity-toity and very expensive. It was, I believe, the package we had was a Memorial Day package. It was, Saturday and Sunday night, and that was $1,000 for 2 people. But it does include breakfast and dinner, and their breakfast is like their food is like a 5-star restaurant. Like it's the best meal you've ever had. And so, I think those, if you're not staying, the dinners are like $90 a person or something. So it's a pretty good deal if you know how fancy it is. So it was really good for a honeymoon though, because each room they have is individual. Like, so every room is individually decorated. So no 2 rooms in the entire hotel are alike.
Oh, that's
kind of
nice.
neat. Oh yeah, it's like very classy. Like, so, each room has different decorations. They actually have like first lady suites, which is a thing that exists. I guess they just finished the Barbara Bush one more recently. They have like a Nancy Reagan suite. They you know what I mean? Like they just have all these like, they have suites named after like famous Michigan people. Like the rooms are all decorated in a style. So it's really neat. Like it's a really cool place to stay. Like it is so expensive though. It is like, it's kind of like one of those things you do for a honeymoon. You're just like, well, it's I think not that expensive actually in the grand scheme of honeymoons. So I was like, this will be fun since we love it there. We got a horse carriage we rented, and Lauren drives horses, and she drove that around.
You go to that sweet ass butterfly house?
We did not, because it is expensive. And I went there to butterfly experiences.
I went to a family vacation.
It's really cool.
To Mackinac Island when I was a kid. We stayed on I think the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Is that the closer one?
Mackinac City.
And then we just like ferried over there.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Literally the only thing I remember from Mackinac Island.
It's so expensive on the island to stay because it's an island, but I think it's worth it because it's just so quiet at night because everyone's gone.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just nice and serene. There's no cars, but there's not a lot to do on the island once you've like hung out. And this is something I learned. If you want not to have crowds, don't go on a Memorial Day weekend because it was absolutely packed. I have a couple notes of stuff that we saw when we were there. We went, I was like thinking, so I would say if you go there, go during the week, not on a weekend, if you can. Again, I know that's difficult because people don't get time off, but it'll be a lot less crowded because it is not super fun when it's crowded because there's just seriously a billion people on the main street, and there's like bikes and everyone like riding on bikes that doesn't know how to use bikes, and there's horses. It was like, I don't deal well with crowds, and it was very triggering for me. And I was like, I was like, we have to get out of here. Like, I can't be on the street right now, which is very different than when we went there because we got engaged on the island in 2016. It was very, very much different on that stay. It was much, much less crowded, and that was in 2016, and that was at the end of the season. That was like the last weekend of August, so that was much, much more likely for there to be less crowds. So funny thing, Lauren joked about this, and I'm gonna say this is her racist joke, but no, I'm kidding. It's not racist. She was like jokingly saying, are you excited for to go on a trip where it's only white people? Because like it's in the UP of Michigan, you know, like you can't really get whiter than that. Boy, were we wrong.
Oh, really?
I would say, oh yeah, it was definitely
cool,
that way
actually.
the last time we were there. The second time we were there, I would say it was probably about 40%. Like
Minorities.
Minority. No, I'm just trying to think of like the way to describe the region of the people that were there. I guess I want you to guess what like from like people coming from, you know, the Midwest up through Michigan, what like region of the world were there a lot of tourists from, or I'm assuming American citizens from that part of the world from?
Were they of Indian descent?
Yes, I would say Indian,
really?
Pakistan. Like I would say that, I forget, how do you describe that region? Like India, Pakistan, like not Middle East, like Middle East Asia, you know, like
I think it's
that.
South Central Asia.
Lots of
Southeast Asia.
Just
Southwest Asia.
Lots of like Indian and Pakistani people, like just so many. Like I would say probably like 30% of the people we saw. Like it was crazy. I was like,
that sounds
this
awesome.
is like, it is good.
Really
I mean,
interesting.
but it's just like, it was just like, so we both were like, man, this is like the whitest place in the world. No, it isn't. Not anymore, you know?
But then, it makes you think like, why? Well, but why here? why?
I know, right? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like whatever. It's
no
just
cars.
crazy.
Like,
no cars. I mean, maybe, but you still need a car to get up to the UP.
I went to House on the
close to
Rock
anything.
last weekend, and that was like surprisingly international. The first time I went there was kind of off season, so I was pretty much alone. But there was like, just people from literally everywhere there. Yeah, Russians, Indians, Koreans. Like,
yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Did you come to America just to see this like monstrous pile of bullshit House on the Rock thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's because they read Neil Gaiman's American Gods, or seen the show. Is that in the show?
Is that reference
the show?
that?
Oh yeah, there's like a big
the
House on the Rock is a big part of that. Yeah,
that's really like, cool. I got to read that shit.
It is. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in Wisconsin. He actually talks about in the forward of that book that he like visited all the areas, and like all of like the streets and roads referenced in the book are like very accurate as into where it is, so you can actually kind of like map the route of the book in the US, which was his idea because it's called American Gods. It's like takes place in America. So very diverse. I mean, there was we rode a horse cab with a man who was speaking French with two other people. Like it was very international. I was like, man, this place blown up. It was very crowded. I love the international flair. It brought up issues though. I want to say this. I know if you're Pakistani or Indian, I don't know what the culture is there. Beautiful country, I'm sure, but it's still weird to me seeing two adult men riding in a tandem by together. There's a lot going on. And it was a lot of people like that. Although I will say, the Amish boys that we saw there were a lot of Amish people there, I think, on a little vacay. And there were two, we called them our perfect boys. We saw them as soon as we got off. There were these two dudes, and they were in like slacks. And one of them had like a red like button-up shirt and a blue button-up shirt. They both had this ridiculous bowl cut, and they looked like they were like 20, and they were riding a tandem bike together. And I was like, that's the choice right there to look like that and to do that. Like, I just think there's not that there's anything wrong with it, but to me it seems weird to ride a tandem bike with another adult man. I feel like tandem bikes are like a thing for
it's very heteronormative of you, John.
I know, right? This is my prejudice, I guess.
Hey Matt, next time we go to Mackinac, do you want to ride a tandem bike?
Yeah, just to freak out the squares.
Oh yeah. Man! But anyway,
so John, how many pounds of fudge did you bring back with you? And can I have some?
An absolute fuck ton. I'm not joking. Lauren had us buy fudge for all of her friends, and it's still sitting in our fridge.
So
we had we got 3 pounds for ourselves.
All John's friends get fudge?
I didn't bring back anything for anyone except for my brother who house sit our cats. So
I would have house sit your cats. I like cats.
Probably would have done a better job. He was all
right,
but our cats were terrified of him. He kept sending us photos of our cats like hiding under the bed. He was like, they won't come out. And I was like, oh man, So but it was really fun. It was really cool. And the only problem with the increase in diversity is it really did feel like you're on an island, and they've actually talked about this. Like, I was reading in the paper they have, so they're dealing with this as well. Is there's a language barrier that exists when you have people who either they don't speak English well or English is a second language, and you have a lot of people driving around on giant like draft horses with carts, and people on bikes who may not be super experienced with bikes and not understanding because I saw this multiple times, and there was a guy who was like working on a trash, like it was like going around and picking up all the dumpster garbage from all the different like restaurants and stuff. And like, there were just these dudes, like they got these two giant horses in this huge cart where they're like, dropping off stuff. And like, there's just these guys just biking and like, while they're backing up, and the guys just like, get out of the way. And they weren't listening, It was just like, and some other guy was just like, if they can't hear you, the cart definitely will let them know that they're in the way. It's just like, because I can see that being a problem.
Some degree of like do I pass on the left or do I pass on the right? Just like when
a little bit, yeah.
Like
I will definitely say that I think part of it's not necessarily just an international thing as well, not to like be prejudiced against other, but part of it's just tourists in general are not super aware of their surroundings. There were multiple times where we were on the bike trail that goes around outside the island. It's actually, I believe it's a state road that's just for bikes that goes around the whole ring of the island.
That's cool.
It's really fun actually to ride on because it's very flat. You get good views of the water. It was horribly buggy. I got bit by a billion mosquitoes, but it was also because we didn't bring any bug spray, and then we bought $8 bug spray at a store because they're gouging, but it was worth it. But like, just people on the bike trail just stopped. There was like a group of like 6 people just stopped on the bike trail, like in the middle of it. It was like, are you fucking serious? Like, you're just gonna stop in the middle of the road? Like, get the fuck off the road. And there's like lots of people like, I'm going to be an old man and rant for a minute, but like, okay. I have zero tolerance for people working on their Instagram photos. Like, cause they'll just be like people, like just like in a garden, like with like this lady, like she's obviously taking photos for Instagram, and this like dude or friend, like seriously 20 feet away trying to take photos of her like posing in a garden. And it's like, I gotta walk through here. I'm not gonna fucking stop for you to take your photos.
Which was the style at the time.
That always bothers me because we were on the bike trail too, and there's this guy who's just like on the ground, like with his phone, like trying to capture his like friend biking up the hill. And it's like, this is a road. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm just saying, like, when you're doing your Snapchats or Instagrams, gotta have some sort of self-awareness of where you are.
Yeah.
Like, don't be in the street trying to take a video. Like, there are people biking. Like, there's horses that use that street as well. So it's like, watch out. But anyway, that's just my rant. It wasn't that bad. I like to complain more. Actually, our actual problems, but it just kind of sucked because when you're out on that island, like, I was like even talking to Lauren. I was like wanting to like just not use my phone all weekend or something. Just kind of have this like complete like away from everything. But there's no way, man. Phones are everywhere. Everyone's taking videos and photos and not. I'm a rant. Sorry, I'm done.
So I remembered another thing about Mackinac Island.
Okay.
As I said, we stayed at a hotel off the island, and this hotel, at the time, you could rent a Sega Game Gear from the front desk to play it, and that's what I did all weekend.
Nice. That sounds like a great usage of your trip up to somewhere else is to play video games. That was like my brother and I, though, as well, because our parents bought us Game Boys for the long car rides.
Well, and at the time, this was like way pre-phone game and stuff, so you were just like, I'm not home. I can't play any of my games.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
What?
I think Matt got disconnected or something because I don't hear him anymore.
No.
Can you hear?
No.
Baby.
It just the way that the Discord, we're using Discord
there's some
now.
pretty heavy-handed gating on Discord.
Yeah, it just cut off like that word and it sounded like you dropped. Anyway, sorry. No. Another anecdote from that is that we took a tour. Like, they do like carriage tours. I'm sure that's what you did because there's the little butterfly house is kind of halfway through the carriage tour is like a stop and you can go through it and then take the second half.
Right.
Yeah. There was like someone sitting behind us and there was a kid who parents were there and the kid was just on his like the like iPad or whatever, the child iPad they had, playing games.
His little
on
leapfrog
during the thing. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. My parents would not stand for that kind of thing. They'd be like, no, we paid to come out here. You're going to look at the scenery and you're not going to cry or else I'm not going to give you this back. I don't know. But the other thing.
Jeremy, look at the nature.
Yeah. The other thing was that he did have the volume on, which was that is an absolute no. You cannot have the volume on. I've seen this before. I don't want to be racist, but it always seems like foreign people have their
we
phone
all want to
volume
share
on.
the fact that we're listening to that Pusha T diss track, but just keep it to yourself. Okay.
It just boggles my mind because I think it was when I was waiting for the no. God, it was just some line I was in. The guy was just blasting a video without headphones on. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
This is not a thing that should be done.
No, please. There are other people around you. I don't want to watch your terrible YouTube video that you're watching. Like, I don't need to hear it. Headphones, people. Anyway, it's because the iPhone got rid of the goddamn headphone jack, Matt. This is your goddamn fault.
No.
Mine too.
No.
I
have Bluetooth headphones.
Fair enough. But not everybody does.
It's a civilized weapon for a civilized society.
Anyway, that's enough of my rant and Mackinac Island. So, there's so much that has happened since we met last. Does anyone have anything else before we go on to some news? Because there's some.
I became a saint.
I have a feeling that
by
even
the
with
Catholic Church,
even with all the news we have a lot of fucking news.
Yeah.
We almost need to have just a special episode just to do the gaming stuff, the pre-E3 stuff, and the E3 predictions.
We can do that next week.
May I propose a portmanteau? The pre-3. The
pre-3, yeah.
Well, okay, we'll have to figure out when we're going to do that.
Capitalized.
Tuesday night?
Yeah, I was about to say, because, like, E3
Tuesday usually works for me.
rapidly approaching. Oh, Tuesdays do not work for me. That's why I have my D&D.
Okay. Oh,
That's
gotcha.
the
So we'll
only
do
night of the
Tuesday
week.
night. Monday? Can't do
Um,
Wednesdays. Or
We
Fridays.
can make Monday happen. We have to.
All right.
But anyway, we'll
I'm-
discuss this later.
We should discuss it later because we have like so much to go over, and I was looking at the E3 schedule. The first stuff is Saturday, so it's like
This Saturday, or
it's this Saturday coming up.
sorry, a week from today.
Oh,
week from
not
the week
today.
day we
but
just
like,
experienced.
okay.
No,
Okay.
this Saturday. It's almost midnight. It's almost next week. Anyway,
Look,
yeah,
I
so-
only care about Sunday. That's all I care about.
But I don't mind if we record
You and your
E3
Bethesda.
If we record an E3 predictions podcast,
76, baby.
and it doesn't come out until after we record. So let's talk about Fallout 76 though, because that is news that
talk
did
about
happen.
Well, kind of. I mean, there was a
We learned
teaser
something
trailer,
about it.
and
Well, but
then there
there's a lot
was
of
learned-
info about it.
It's we learned. See, all we know for sure. Everything else is rumors that people are leaking. Quote.
Yeah.
But all we know for sure is it's Vault 76, and maybe that's West Virginia.
Yes.
That's about it. We don't know for
also,
certain.
well, Vault 76 was a control vault that was set to open 20 years after the war, so it would be by far the earliest Fallout in the series.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's 76. What happened to 5 through 75?
Fallout Shelter?
So I just want to talk. Okay, so this is so I initially saw stuff like "Please Stand By," whatever, like, and I was like, everyone was getting hyped up, and I was like, this is going to be a port to the Switch, or like a remaster,
or
of
people
Fallout
thought like
3.
a remaster Fallout 3. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
or New Vegas. Oh my god, I love
That
New Vegas.
actually is so I saw that and everybody's like, oh, it's just a port, it's just blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah,
then the
me too.
trailer happened and everyone's just like, oh, it's gonna be garbage game. It's like, did you not remember like what just happened when you made predictions that were completely wrong? Like, I don't know. I think everyone's just kind of freaking out a little bit too early. Freak out after you
Yeah.
see the official announcement.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. This is, I guess, being developed at Austin, Bethesda Austin, which is not the main studio where the like Skyrim and Fallout are made. So, I mean, it's being made there as well, but it's, I guess, part of the new studios working on this. And so, a lot of people were speculating this was being co-developed at the same time as Fallout 4 by the other studio. Kind of that, and so Kotaku does have some inside information, rumors, sources, I guess, because and I do trust Jason Schreier, who's the writer who did this, because he has scooped quite a lot of things very correctly. So it does seem like this is a multiplayer focused game, because they were going to have that in Fallout 4 and then they didn't. There's not very much multiplayer in that at all. So they were thinking this is like an online co-op / like competitive game, but the source did say the gameplay is rapidly changing, basically. So who knows, like what it's going to end up being when they're done.
Battle Royale.
I think that's exactly my thought. I was just like, this is Fallout. The insider information says that Fallout is an online survival RPG heavily inspired by games like DayZ and Rust, according to 3 sources familiar with the product. So it does sound. I just enjoyed that people like the initial reaction of like, that sounds bad. Like, I don't want to play Rust. Rust exists. Like that. My thought was this is going to be Fallout where a 14-year-old boy destroys my village and yells a bunch of racist slurs at me, because that's what Rust is. But I mean, who knows? But then people were like, "Oh, you can't trust the sources," and it's like, yeah, but like, this is Kotaku, man.
This year, they've all been right.
Yeah, there's been a lot of leaks that have been confirmed that it's just like, I don't know, man. And Jason Schreier here says he has 3 sources that are saying the same thing. It's kind of, yeah. But I don't think it necessarily is going to, you know what I mean? We got to wait and see. I think it could be really cool, you know, but I'm also worried. I mean, there's a lot of rumor out there, but we'll see. Yeah. So that's something to look forward to, kind of see where it goes. The teaser shows nothing.
I'm going to get it.
They think West Virginia because the song playing is Country Road, which is West Virginia.
I think there is some lore about Vault 76 being located in Virginia, and it could easily be fudged to be West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm trying to look and see what the latest information is. See what GameSpot says. What we know so far. Confirmed for E3 is we're going to see a lot more at Bethesda's E3 showcase. So awesome.
I have a feeling they're going to show off more of their Elder Scrolls Legends again.
Yeah. I did the card game.
Yep.
Oh my god.
They'll show off more of that.
No, they're going to Fallout Legends. Fallout 76 collectible card game.
Yeah.
Skyrim VR has already made its way to the Vive now, right? It's already on PC.
I don't know.
And if not, it will be shortly. I'm almost positive.
It seems like a really cool lore idea, though. Is that like as a control vault, like being opened early, you know, and like just being like, is this an okay?
Elder Scrolls VR is on PC.
Okay,
Can confirm.
So they won't announce that.
No, we're doing E3 predictions later. We're not doing it today. I just want to talk about Fallout 76 because that teaser came out and there were a lot of rumors. I have a feeling. I mean, I can't believe that it's going to be a multiplayer game. I think is their thought. So we'll see. But I also read rumors talking about how it's going to have Quest as well, like full. It's just going to have online stuff. So it could be more of like a Fallout New Vegas, but also with online stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have loot boxes, is
like
what I'm saying.
Multiplayer
we're going to have...
kind of
they're going to have 100 vault doors open on a map, and everyone comes out, and there's a radiation coming around in a circle.
Look, I'm a Fallout purist. If it's not an isometric view game, I'm out. I can't handle it.
Oh my god. I'm really excited. So there's lots of speculation, lots of stuff. We'll see. I'm excited because I really like the Fallout games and world, and so that's a news thing that happened. The Battlefield 5, see that?
Yeah, I saw that trailer. It looked really cool.
It's got women.
I'm still.
It's bullshit.
Oh no!
Dr. Woman with a gun and a claw arm. I loved her.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
It looks
actually.
so badass. I can't imagine that I'm actually going to get the game when it comes out, just because that's usually the trajectory I follow with these games, where I'm like, oh, that looks really cool, and then I forget about it by the time it comes out.
Yeah.
But
so they're very adamant about how there's no loot boxes. Very anti-Star Wars Battlefront 2. So they're definitely hitting back on that.
Well, all the rest of it is
Did they say anything
exactly
about a
Star Wars
first
Battlefront
person? Did they say anything about a single player campaign?
I don't know about that.
They haven't talked about that. It's really just that the trailer, and they mentioned that no loot boxes. All upgrades will be kind of progressive. You get to choose your upgrades as you level up.
Yeah, it's like the Battlefield 4 system.
But also, no premium pass this time around. All maps and modes are free.
Oh, thank Christ.
And no battle royale at launch.
That was the worst part about Battlefield 4 was the season pass, which I bought because I wanted the premium pass because I wanted all this. I love the game, but it segmented the audience like crazy. Like if you wanted to play the original maps, no problem. But you want to play the new maps, hard time finding the game. Like it's good. I'm glad they're doing it that way. I actually kind of like the idea of having like women in World War II fighting and stuff, because there definitely probably were women that shot Nazis at some point in World War II. Probably not as many as there should have been, but it's a different society.
And either way, I don't care. I play games to have fun.
Well, and
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it's not like these fucking Battlefield games are meant to be hyper realism. I mean, like, did you play Battlefield 1942? Did you see people riding on plane wings, shooting off of them, or like the Secret Weapons of World War II
it's
expansion?
just the
where
setting
you
that
got
makes
jetpacks?
it weird. It's like
Yeah.
if this was a like imaginary war place, like nobody would have leg to stand on. But
Yeah.
the fact that it's based on a historical war gives people all these complicated, weird feelings about it.
Yeah.
I say, go for it. Go for all the weirdness.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why I'm excited. Like, and it's just kind of cool. And Battlefield 1 was really neat. So,
Yeah.
I'm excited for them to make more in that series. So, well, boy, I don't want to talk about the next thing I have on this list.
We kind of need to.
So I don't know if people know who this person is. I mean, he was a StarCraft streaming commentator for a long time, early on, and then he kind of became a the
This is
co-optional
backing disrespectful.
podcast.
Yep. John Kane, aka
John
the
Bain.
Cynical Brit. John Bain, that's right. Sorry, John Bain, aka the Cynical Brit, aka Total Biscuit.
He announced, I think, 2 years ago that he had found colon cancer at age 31, and he was, or age 30 or something, and he was.
I thought he had
gonna fight
pancreatic
it.
first, and then
No.
it resurfaced in the colon. But
No, it was colon cancer right from the start, and bowel cancer, and spread to his liver, and he was super young, and fought for 2 years, and
he fought the fuck out of it.
Oh, I know, and it's just crazy. Like he just chemo held it off for 2 years, and then it was over. Like he was still on Twitter and stuff like 2 weeks ago. It's just. Whew.
I mean, he got rid of like any incoming, so he wouldn't take any incoming back, but because he knew what he could handle, where he was. But yeah,
fuck cancer, man. 33. That's insane.
Yep.
And he was always he's a bit of a jerk, I think, in some ways, but also in a good way. You know what I mean? He was very vocal in his criticism of the gaming industry. And
gaming journalism too.
And gaming journalism. He was very, very pro player,
Yes.
pro that. And so that was awesome to have a personality that powerful.
Yeah, and
so, anyway.
at the time he came to prominence, he was in like his mid or early 20s, so you can't really like people grow over time. So
yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a name I heard a lot when I was following StarCraft a lot more closely.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, that sucks, man. Like, and then the thing is I don't know. Like, colon cancer is rough, and
yeah, and especially once it spreads somewhere else, then it's just like I don't know. It's once it spreads beyond its original location, there's not really a lot you can do usually.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty crazy thing because I know this because I have a friend who is also going through colon cancer. A pretty similar case, to be honest, as this, because he had stage 4 colon cancer, at age 31. And it's like, how does that happen? Because colon cancer is supposed to take 10 years to grow. You know what I mean? And so you would have had to have had it in his early 20s, polyps that are doing that. It seems like a lot of people that get it in their 30s have a more aggressive form that mutates quicker. Whereas when the people that get it in their 50s and 60s, it's something that you've lived with for 10 years and then becomes cancerous. So it's usually very treatable cancer, but unfortunately some of the more aggressive cases are just bad. And there's nothing you can do at age 30. Like, what are you going to do? Get screened for it? A lot of times you have not really any symptoms because it just comes so rapidly. So it's just kind of one of those things that's, we need more research, It's not something you can prevent when you're that young, it's crazy. This is it's a nightmare. But let's move on to something more fun.
This is making me really want to just go out and get an impromptu colonoscopy or something. Yeah. It's making me
well, the worst part
nervous.
is I know I'm going to have to do all because of my family history is like lots of polyps and stuff. So I'm going to probably have to get screened early. And I just saw today that they lowered the screening age to 45 from 50, I think. So, so I'm going to have to probably get a colonoscopy in like when I'm 35 or something, because I'm at risk.
Well, we'll live stream it. And
Yeah,
we'll
like
release
Katie
it on the
Couric did.
podcast feed.
On the Today Show. Yeah, exactly. Now I'll release the footage for backers only, Patreon backers only.
Do we still have a Patreon?
Oh, we do. We still get money every month.
All right.
Nintendo. Let's talk Nintendo. They had a little. They actually had two different like event things. I don't know much about the Pokemon Go.
I know a lot about it.
I don't know how much we want to get into it because I'm sure it's.
I'll keep it super simple.
Because there wasn't anything major in that, like, as in terms of like a new Pokemon game on the Switch. Like,
so.
Yep, go. Why don't you?
So they just released a trailer for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, the next Pokemon games for the Switch. I say the next and not the next main series, because the main series ones are coming in 2019.
Okay. But they will be on the Switch.
They will be on the Switch as well.
Yes.
But these are going to fill the void in the meantime. This seems to be a Gen 1 almost reimagining of Pokemon Yellow. Takes place in Kanto, in the first region from the region of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. No wild Pokemon battles, but there are regular trainer battles. You play with one Joy-Con, but your wild Pokemon are just capturable in a Pokemon Go style mechanic.
That's what I've heard.
And then there is connectivity with a Pokeball style controller. There's 2-player co-op play. And then there is also connectivity to and from Pokemon Go, where you're able to bring your Pokemon in and out of this game from your mobile phone. Yeah. It seems to be kind of a bridge to bring those people who loved the old Pokemon games, hadn't played for years, played Pokemon Go and didn't really like Sun and Moon because it was too complicated. This seems to be for them and for children, which is going to get more Switch install base to get ready for the new real Pokemon game coming out next year.
Yeah. So not a real Pokemon game, but a game. Not the next one.
But the regular battles look regular battles. It's not Pokemon Go battles, which are garbage junk fires.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm gonna get it and play this stupid thing.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Nintendo subscription service.
Yep.
That they announced the details of. I think like the week of our bachelor party, the week after. So.
Yep.
That was that's it. I was right. There's no VC on Switch ever.
No virtual console. Nope.
Not going to ever happen. Deal with it. .gif I wrote.
Yep.
They are going to have an online subscription.
Yep.
Which will be $20 a year, so really cheap. Allow you to play
$4
games
a
online.
month if you're dumb.
Yeah, I don't know why you would not just plop down to 20 for the whole year. It's going to have cloud saves, which is huge because they currently the Nintendo systems are so draconian with their saves.
If you cannot take a save off of a Switch and put it onto another Switch, even if you reformat it or do anything.
Correct.
So this cloud save is going to be super
tied
helpful
to that. So like if your Switch is dropped in a lake, you're fucked. All of your saves are gone.
Even if you had them on an SD card and you took the SD card out before you dropped your Switch in the lake.
Correct. It's insane. But now the subscription will allow you to do cloud saves, so you can, which is what every other console does.
Yep.
So it's kind of interesting that they're finally catching up. Nintendo's, but the big announcement was they're not going to have classic games as part of the subscription. I think they said they're going to have like 20 off the bat.
20 off the bat, and they've announced 10 of them already.
Yeah.
I like to call it Netflix.
Yeah.
But of course they're not going to use that. It seems like they're going to. Originally they said it was going to be Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, but it sounds like not only are they going to start with Nintendo games, but they might only do regular Nintendo games. No, nothing from Super.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I'm very disappointed. But it's going to add online multiplayer, even online share play for single player games, where you can do hand the controller off, almost similar to PlayStation's share play.
So it's a really neat thing, actually, when I think about it, because I mean, it does suck that they're not going to have the VC, because the VC was a really awesome game preservation service. And I just get into online arguments all the time. People bitching about people pirating games. And like, they're like, well, ROMs are stealing. And it's all this shit. And it's like, well, Nintendo is not letting me buy them. And they continue to make it difficult. You know what I mean? And it's just like, the VC was a thing that was like, you shouldn't pirate, because you can, if you have a Nintendo console, which you should have, you can just go on the VC and pay $8 and get your favorite game. And the VC emulation was really good, you know, and it had save states. It was really, you know, functional and great. And they're, you know, it's dead, you know, they're not doing it anymore. They're going to have this classic games service where you're getting, I think they didn't say these were going to be permanently available. So I think they may have like Netflix, a rotating amount.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's going to increase first before anything comes out.
That's true. They probably will have games on there for quite a while at first, especially the titles they own the rights to. So they're going to have, but the cool thing is that they are retrofitting these with features like leaderboards. They're talking about like co-op, you know, or versus over the network. So that sounds pretty cool, actually. So
get my Dr. Mario on.
Exactly. Multiplayer Dr. Mario over the internet. So there's some pretty cool stuff with that. At least they're adding some value there, and it's fairly cheap. $20 a year is ludicrously cheap. So
before we jump to the next one, I want to add one additional piece of Nintendo information and one related piece regarding to the Nintendo Classic games. So another bit of Nintendo information that was announced is the NES Classic is coming back to stores. The NES Classic coming back to stores June 29th.
Yep.
And hopefully in decent supply, because I did not get mine.
And I was about to say, I saw pre-orders blew up again, and people were mad. It's like, dude, just...
I don't think we're even doing them at GameStop, but I think
don't even bother. There's going to be enough this time, because those sold like crazy. The SNES Classic, they brought back enough stock now where it's like you were able to get one if you wanted. I'm going to check the Amazon. Here we go, Amazon. $90 now.
Yep.
You can get one. So, well, these are used though. New is 100. So, yeah, not much more. It was 80. So, yeah, the supply has become that scalpers aren't the only ones.
I've had a shit ton pre-owned at my store already. Like people just selling them back. Legit.
I mean, why not?
Yep.
Get some money. I don't know how much do you trade in you get for one of those.
I think around 40, 45.
That's
depending
not
on the
bad
day.
Though.
Yeah.
I mean, you paid 80 for it. I mean, you guys could turn around and sell it. You know, if it's working, like I don't know what's the use price, like
75.
70? Yeah, you're saving it. You know, saving a couple bucks off a new one, and there's not a lot of moving parts that can break in that thing. So.
No, that stuff's built like a beast. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So,
one of the people in one of my Discords just took his SNES Classic, took all the pieces apart, and then recolored it in a Samus orange and red.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I go and recolor it with the sickly yellow that my Super Nintendo. Get that oxidization.
But then the other bit is another classic games collection just came out that I just purchased this week, which was the Sega Genesis collection for Xbox One and PS4. 53 of the old Sega games. Man, they're really emulated really well. They're awesome, and a full rewind feature that goes back indefinitely. So if you suck at the games, you can rewind at any time, plus save states.
It's only 30, and I could actually get it cheaper if I go to Best Buy and use my Gamers Club Unlocked, which is also going away.
Yep, you cannot sign up for a new one.
It's done. I've got it through 2019.
But that being said, there's also online multiplayer for this game.
Really?
For the Sega Genesis collection. You could just set a session up, add a second person, and you can play multiplayer on the Genesis collection.
I need the list of games. Oh, here they are. Oh, it's the same shit as the...
Nope, they added the Toe Jam and Earls. We got the Vector Mans for sure. The Columns games are in here now.
But it's the same thing as the Xbox 360 one I bought.
No, they added more games and then took out Sonic 3 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
What?
Yep.
Why?
I have a feeling they're doing something with Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, so they didn't put them in there. And then they wanted to make sure that Toe Jam and Earl has never been in these collections before. So they added those. They added Vector Man. They added the Columns games. I like the old Genesis puzzle games, so Columns is my
Does
my
this have
bay.
Fantasy Star on it and stuff?
2, 3, and 4. Yep.
Okay, good. The good ones.
Well, the original one was Master System.
yeah.
You had to unlock that in the 360 one.
Yeah.
It's got Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3. It's got the Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3.
That 360 version was really good. And this is this is as good as that. That's really cool. And if this has got multiplayer Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine,
It does.
I'm on it because that is a good game.
But I also got Puyo Puyo Tetris, so
I do too. But there's something about the Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. The music takes me back.
Very true. Yeah. Although I didn't play Kirby's Avalanche, but that's the same game too.
Yeah. All right, we got to move on. We got Boss Key Interactive shut down.
Yeah, after we just did a whole podcast about that.
Yeah. I was talking about Radical Heights was their Me Too version of the Battle Royale game. And they were going with like an 80s kind of aesthetic, and that game was very early access, and they were asking for money and stuff for it, and it was just kind of like, it really felt like, man, they're desperate. This is a real reach, and we were right. They were desperate, and that was kind of their last shot. It sounds like, based on that.
Yep.
Lawbreakers was kind of a dud. I think a lot of people that played it said it was a good game, but it just was too similar to a lot of other games that people will just, you're not going to pull people away from Overwatch.
It didn't bring enough to the hero shooter genre.
Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of like one of those things it sucks, because Cliffy B and the studio, I'm sure lots of great people working there, and and one of the things that really kind of sucks, they released a lot of video game concepts that they had for games that they were kind of working on in the early stages, and some of them sound pretty cool. There's some pretty big like mech games that looked really neat. I forget some of them, but it just kind of sucks when you think about it. It's like they had all this cool stuff they didn't get to do because it just didn't work out. And that kind of goes to show you, don't be Boss Key Interactive if you're running a game studio, because they put Lawbreakers out after that trend had kind of ended and Overwatch had won. It's just like, you gotta be ahead of the game with these things. You know what I mean? Like, and with Radical Heights, it's like, you're not going to beat Fortnite. They've got that locked up. So, it sucks. But, hopefully all those people find new places to work making loot boxes for EA games. Because that's the way the world is. Okay, let's talk about Rage 2, announced by Walmart.
Was that Walmart Canada, I think?
It was Canadian Walmart.
Yep.
They actually put up a bunch of box arts for games that hadn't been announced yet. But a lot of them were stuff that we were expecting. I think there was another Assassin's Creed game. Like, there's just lots of like stuff that was like, yeah, obviously there's going to be sequels to these games. And then there was
the super teaser for the Assassin's Creed already came out now.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, Assassin's Creed Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah. Thank you. You have an assassin hat that you throw around to take over other people's bodies. It's
woohoo!
Man, I would play the fuck out of that game though. I want to play a game where you're Mario and you fucking assassinate some Goombas. Like, I know you jump on their heads now, but like, could you imagine Mario with twin blades? Just getting up behind a fucking Goomba and slicing his fucking throat. Motherfucking Goombas. Anyway, I always had a hard time stacking them. It would always be annoying. Sometimes in Odyssey. So yeah, Rage 2.
Have you heard the conspiracy theory about Rage 2?
No.
I guess it's being developed by the same studio that made the Mad Max game. And because future Mad Max properties are in hell because George Miller is suing the studio for a bunch of bullshit that happened to him.
Yeah.
People think that this was originally going to be a Mad Max game that they just reskinned to be Rage 2.
I mean, that's very possible because this was the studio that most recently had made that Max game that was an adaptation not of the movie, but of like the universe property, which is so weird
Yeah.
for them to have done. And so I think it's interesting because, like, who would have thought Rage 2 was a thing that was going to get made? Because
exactly.
that first Rage game came out and people liked it, like, but
it was definitely a cult hit.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I think it was pretty decently, the reception was good. But like looking at the video of this, Matt, like the car combat that exists in this game seems like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I get it. It looks cool. I'm excited.
It looks
I
really
didn't think
cool.
I wanted it, but
I think this might be a buy for me.
Yeah. I mean, I love some post-apocalypse. I love some crazy, like, just guns and car combat. Yeah. I mean, they're just, it looks all out, like, and fun.
And this is like the specific kind of like the Raiders in Fallout. This is like the methed out style of post-apocalypse, or like the War Boys and Mad Max, where they're just like fucking full throttle and stimulanted out the whole time, is what it seems like. I'm down for that.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Like, it's gonna be cool, like, and fresh, I guess. You know what I mean? Because I think that Mad Max game was all right. I think people thought it was pretty decent. I got it free. I think it was free on PS4.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but like an open world, driving around in a car, like fighting people. That seems cool. So. And Walmart announced it because they put up a bunch of like game like placeholder art, which was just like Rage 2 and like Times New Roman font and a little square. We were like, what? Rage 2? So clearly somebody posted some stuff a little bit early before E3. But so that was funny. And then the last news story I have for games is COD Blops 4. No campaign at launch. I think they were very clear that it could be a DLC thing, but right now at launch, no campaign, just multiplayer. And they were very, very like anti Call of Duty and Infinite Warfare. Like, they're just like, we're coming back to what we do best. Like,
boots on the ground. It's like,
yeah, it's just like
Nazis with jetpacks.
Does this game have thrust jumping? No.
Yeah,
does
exactly.
This game have wall running? No.
Yeah, it's like that stuff is kind of fun,
And then they're also making it where you can do a lot more with hands still on the gun, so you don't lose access to being able to shoot right away. So you can activate throw your grenades, you can activate your kill streaks, do that all without losing access to be able to fire immediately. But tactical healing now, which is tactical healing and the return of specialists, is something that makes me want to play multiplayer. I don't normally want to play Call of Duty multiplayer. Like, I'm not talking zombies or the new Blackout Battle Royale mode. But for regular multiplayer...
yes, I forgot about the Battle Royale thing.
For regular multiplayer, I usually don't want to play it because I suck at shooters. But with the fact that tactical healing is a thing where you have to actually heal yourself, and that takes time off your weapon, and the fact that they're adding a medic class to the specialists means I now have a role in multiplayer.
Yeah. That's kind of fun. I think the zombies mode, they're also kind of going... I wrote all in because I think they were kind of touting they're going to have like the most zombies mode combat. It's like every zombies mode.
3 zombies maps at launch.
Yeah,
like one of which is Roman gladiators melee combat. One of which is on a Titanic-like ship, and the other one is kind of a return of old characters in something called Blood of the Dead, but we don't know exactly what kind of environment it's going to be. Yeah,
they were touting they had a lot of like old crazy characters from the previous ones are going to be in that. So it sounds kind of fun. I actually really like the zombies modes in these games. I think it's pretty fun. But I'm kind of bummed about the campaign stuff. I mean, I haven't played a COD Blop since the first one. So, and that's of course Call of Duty Black Ops. Sorry, I'm using our abbreviation as if people know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I know people are pretty bummed because I think they really liked, at least in Call of Duty Black Ops 1, I think that campaign had like a branching story mode for a first-person shooter, and the second one did as well, like even more so. So it was kind of a neat, like, you can make choices in the FPS, and it affects like the missions down the line and the ending, which is not something you get in a first-person shooter game very often, and they kind of just abandoned that, I guess, in Black Ops 3, and so, I don't know. That's the thing. Call of Duty. And they're doing Battle Royale this time. Are you excited for that,
Yep.
Matt?
I'm so excited for that.
I'm actually not super excited about. Did you guys see any movies?
I saw Deadpool 2.
I saw Deadpool 2 as well.
It was fun.
It was all right.
It's Deadpool
I wish it
again.
would have been better than it was.
I liked the part where Deadpool said snarky things and then did like combat stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie was all right. It was good. It was cool. I liked it a lot. But I don't know. It was a little all over the place. That movie had a lot going on in it. Whereas the first one was a little bit more of a straightforward plot and story, which allowed the zaniness to stand out more. Whereas there was so much going on in that. It was fun though. There's a lot of really crazy stuff. Especially, I would like the shout outs to the X-Force. Creating his X-Force team, and then what happens with that in the movie is just pretty ridiculous.
And I'm probably going to see it again just because my brother's interested in seeing it. And when I do that, I'm going to be paying close attention to all of the domino scenes and just like what crazy shit's going on in the background. Yeah,
that's actually a really neat thing to bring up because like Domino's a character whose superpower is luck. That's one, and then of course Deadpool, and I'm in the trailer is joking. That's not superpower. That's not cinematic. And she's like, "Oh yeah, it is," because it's just like literally everything she does happens the most like best way. So like when there's a car crash, she's thrown into a bouncy house, so she's fine. And like when a guy pulls a gun on her, it jams. It's just like kind of like really neat. Like and there's some pretty crazy stuff happening in some of those fight scenes with her. So. That'd be cool. I liked her. I liked Cable. The plot was all right. I liked. I
liked that part where T.J. Miller was like, "I'm calling in a bomb threat to this movie."
I know. I like Colossus. I liked. Oh, I don't want to spoil the villain. there's just stuff. There's some cool X-Men stuff in there, and Colossus was good as always, and I don't know. It was really good jokes, really fun. Recommended. I don't know how much else I can say. Didn't have the impact for me that the first one did, but it was still really good. I don't know what else there is. I'm tired. I think we're almost done.
I'm just going to throw one time more thing, and we'll get out of here. You can start the music. It's good.
It's good.
So coming out on Monday night, also known as Tuesday, is everyone's favorite game, Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn.
Really?
Whoa.
Yes.
Why?
It actually looks really good. It's trying to be campy, but it actually looks like a solid game.
All right. Shaq Fu.
Shaq is voicing his lines in it, so it's a beat 'em up.
It's a remake?
Yeah, because
it's a PS4 game. Jesus
yes,
Christ.
PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, I think maybe PC as well. It's a reimagining of a really crappy game for Genesis and Super Nintendo.
A robot suit. Oh God,
yes,
it's on Steam. What have you done to me, TJ? What is this thing you've done to me?
You've now laid witness to Shaq Fei Hong. who's a poor Chinese rickshaw
I'd
driver.
like to say goodbye to everyone on the podcast because I'm going to be playing Shaq Fu for the rest of my life.
I don't like that this trailer for Shaq Fu is like ripping on the original Shaq Fu like pretty hard.
Oh,
Like-
that's actually just the trailer for the Kickstarter. If you look at the date reveal trailer, that's going to be the current trailer for the actual
And
gameplay.
Between this and Uncle Drew, we're in a real Shaq renaissance.
That's true, a Shaq Renaissance.
Shaq
Yep.
renaissance.
All right, countdown to Shaq having said or done something really bad that he finds out
Well,
about.
first he's got to get his TNS syndrome back, his taco neck syndrome.
Yeah.
And then he will
Excuse
say
me?
something. What?
Taco neck?
You don't. So Shaq, I don't know if you know this about '90s basketball, but Shaq was very famous for being bad at free throws, and
Yes.
when he tilted his head to the side to eat tacos, it gave him taco neck syndrome, and that fixed his free throw problem. These are things I've learned from Taco Bell commercials.
All right, I need to go to bed. You can find me on John Danger Twitter. It's almost 1 a.m. Like,
And I got to work tomorrow.
yeah. John_Danger on Twitter.
Hey, you can find me at Matt Haig Music anywhere except MattHaigMusic.com is not really up right now because I'm transferring it to Squarespace. So just Twitter me, I guess.
All right. I need to go to
Yeah.
bed.
You can find me Twitter and May of May 84, and join our Discord website, borninthE80s.net, and
Yeah.
Twitch eventually.
And you can
I'll have
find me
time.
on my new PC, Shaq Fu Clan. Just message my gamer tag, Shaq69420xxx.com.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Holy shit. I don't even,
I'm working on
TJ's
getting
internet.
us live to all
How does he have such bad internet?
Because Illinois is a wasteland.
It's true.
Check. Oh, sweet. It didn't fuck up
What?
all my audio when we went live.
Nice.
So
Hey, it says
I
we're
guess
live.
they fixed that in the updated version of XSplit.
I use OBS. It's free.
I use XSplit because I know how to use it.
You know what is crazy about XSplit versus OBS? Is that I've heard multiple people saying XSplit is really great, as is OBS, but OBS works more often than XSplit does. Like XSplit has a lot more features and like a lot more stuff you can do with it, but also it breaks way more than OBS. Like OBS just works. Like
Yeah, I
but
think
you can't do
like
a lot with
XSplit
it.
seems to update almost every week, and
Yeah.
I always have to redo some settings after they update.
Mhm. But it allows, I think it allows you to do a lot of stuff that you can't do in OBS, which is why it exists. But I don't know. For me,
Yeah, I don't know. I can't be bothered to explore OBS, so I haven't really compared features.
oh my god, we're recording all this.
Yep.
Great.
We're gonna get flagged for copyright on YouTube for this song if we don't keep talking over it. Beep-a-deep-a-deep-a-doo. Let's play more songs over it. That'll fix it.
Look, man. It's episode 311. Let's listen to 311. Episode 311, baby. Alright. TJ must have died. We saw him. So what happened was Chicago was just hit by a nuclear bomb.
Oh,
did you see the white flash and then TJ's thing disappeared? We haven't felt the shockwave.
That's why it's
up
bright
here
as
yet.
day out there.
Yeah. We haven't. The light travels faster, so we'll feel it soon.
Okay, do you know the song Baker Street?
Yeah, is that Weezer or is that?
No, it's by. I don't know. It's by. It's an old timey song.
Oh. I
Not
know
old
Bleecker
timey.
Street.
So I got a new drop mix pack, and the weird baffler card that they throw into each pack. This time it's the saxophone solo from Baker Street, which I'm gonna play for you in just a moment.
Oh, I know this. I know that. It's from all the memes. Oh, fuck yeah.
TJ's back! Back again!
I'm playing it now.
Oh boy, look at the garbage ads that popped up onto this site. Hillary's entire hit list just went public. You'll never guess who's number one. And warning from God discovered in human DNA. So, that's real. Those are real things. Hi, TJ. How are you? Check, 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 check. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go now.
All right, I'm gonna play that. Oh wait, it's too late. Oh wait, you've got it. Okay,
This
I
is
was gonna
just
play
a
it on
mix
my
of the
phone.
solo on loop.
nice.
There are
Sorry,
like
I've gotta
10-hour
play-
mixes of this solo and shit.
I gotta play Adventure Capitalist. Excuse me. There's an event this weekend.
Oh, I unlocked Mars, so I haven't been playing the events.
I literally think I'm gonna play the events until I unlock Mars. Can you pitch this up or down?
Sure can.
You gotta protect yourselves from. Ooh. Ooh, I like the high version.
Here, let me make it so that it changes speed as it warps. Oh. I don't know, you're supposed to compress. I don't know. I don't know why that's not doing what it normally does.
Woo! Oh no! Anyway, TJ's still having trouble. I feel really bad for TJ. No one should ever have to go through what he went through. I hope I never have that.
I hope I have it every day.
What? Kidney stones?
Smoke kidney stones every day.
That sounds like Adam. Oh man, are you so excited for Fallout?
Yeah?
We gotta save that for the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my god, TJ. Oh, this is some good stuff that has come up on here on my YouTube, like other songs. There's Africa Toto, Owner of a Lonely
Oh,
Heart
man.
by Yes. Some good stuff. the start of this podcast is going to be TJ trying to connect. He's troubleshooting here online. Do you think you could get Discord audio in for TJ? Well, he's just having trouble connecting. He's online if you want to see his comments here. I don't even know how that would work, but I mean, I feel like it could work. Would it be fucked up? Would there be a delay between the apps? Would it ruin the podcast?
It might work if you're on Discord. I get confused every time I try to run Discord through my audio rig.
It might be hard. Dear God.
Wait, you don't like this?
It sounds completely different. Darn it, Matt. I don't know how to do this without TJ. He's having a bad time of it. Is he in Twitch chat now? He said he was going to be on Twitch chat. I don't ever show Twitch chat because I hate it. So how do I get chat back? I made it go away. I don't ever show Twitch chat.
Well, you're echoing. You're feeding back.
How do I get chat back? What? I made it go away.
You're feeding back. You're echoing. All up in your
I'm not.
back.
I can't hear anything. What? I'm not. I can't hear.
Well, that might have
Are
been.
you talking to me?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, okay.
That was Twitch.
I was like, I haven't changed anything. All right. Oh man,
This is kind of beautiful.
it is. Man, where's my? TJ should hop on Discord, is what I'm saying. I don't know how that would work, but damn it, TJ. I don't know if he's gonna have any of his stuff fixed tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to cut like 12 hours off the start of this podcast. Ooh. This is crunchy.
Yeah. You like that? You like that shit?
TJ, have you tried turning your phone on and off again?
I asked
Sometimes
him
that
that.
works.
I don't think he's tried it. Let's make this a little bit crunchier.
Man, I don't know. Okay. Oh, this is a nightmare. This is what happens. I've gone to hell is what's happened. I died outside of the sun. And this is what has happened. We're playing this, and TJ like can't even talk to us. And I don't want that to happen. Oh my god. Oh, that's too much. I joined a Discord channel. Discord does video?
I don't
She
know.
just said maybe even video.
Let me try and
Was
get
that
Discord
thunder
going.
outside?
No, that's the nuke that hit Illinois.
There's a very loud noise outside. Sounds like somebody's moving something very heavy.